Hi, this is Karen, Grandmother Dances in the Night Skies. How are you doing today? Boy, today, stop, turn inward. How do you feel? What's your energy? What's the energy around you? Do you know most of us don't even know that? Most of us are not so connected or so unconnected with the universe and with everything around us that we just kind of go on automatic pilot. So I want to talk to you about something that's recently happened to me. I had a puppy, and and I've had dogs all my life, and I'm in my late 60s. I've literally had dogs all my life. I've trained horses, I've trained worked with animals, I've been a part of the animal world. I'm an animal communicator. And this is the first time that I've actually put two and two together. So I thought I would give you a little bit of insight from my point of view, what's been happening. I recently got a puppy. His name is Apollo, and he is a Great Pyrenees. And everyone's telling me a Great Pyrenees isn't like every other animal or any other dog. And I'm going, yeah, yeah, you just treat all dogs the same way. You actually don't. A Great Pyrenees operates on Great Pyrenees time. So we say Apollo is on Apollo time. Apollo asks to go outside to go do his business, and he goes to the door. He rings the bell. I've got him trained for bells right now. He hits the bells with his nose. That means he needs to go outside. You open the door for him and he will sit down and look at you. And you close the door and you wait again. Then you got to lower your own energy, drop your energy down, open the door again and say, "Would you like to go outside right now?" And then he will slowly get up, stretch as he's walking out the door. It doesn't matter how cold it is. He'll stretch as he's walking out the door and he will calmly walk out of the door. The same thing when he's ready to come in. So it's really, really windy and really cold outside. And I open the door, "Come on, come on, come on in." He'll just look at me and he'll sit down, he'll stare at me. And then I may, oh no, I got to lower my energy. So I'll close the door, I'll ground myself down, I'll open the door and I'll go, "Apollo, would you like to come in now?" And he'll slowly get up and he'll walk in. He just goes on Apollo time. He doesn't need to be rushed, he doesn't need to be hurried. And the more that you raise your energy, the less he does even chewing. He's only I think he's just turned 4 months old, and he puppies chew. So you can see my hands are a little bit all mucked up because he's been chewing on my hands. So when puppies get chewing, the first thing that we want to say is, "No, no, don't do that, don't do that." Do you know that's the last thing you do with a Great Pyrenees? When he's doing that, instead of bouncing and saying no, all I do is drop my energy down. I go, "Apollo, that's not nice." And then I stop very quietly and he just stops chewing, just stops. And then I'll go, "Good boy." And I'll give him praise for stopping and praise for where he's sitting at in that angle. So, what I've learned is Apollo is a wonderful dog to teach me, although I know a lot about energy, but to keep me grounded and centered. He's really helping with my husband as well, because my husband's a little bit old school and he's a little on the rougher side, but now he talks to Apollo with respect. He lowers his energy and sends it all down. So how is the first thing that we need to do? How do we get ourselves grounded in our body to begin with? Well, I like breath work. So take a couple of deep breaths, pull it all the way down, up, all the way down. Keep doing that as many times as you need so you can feel yourself starting to relax and sit slower and lower and lower into your body. When we can find the spot that feels right for us, for me, actually, it's my solar plexus. But if you go right down to your root, that's okay too. Keep lowering yourself until you feel calm. When you feel absolutely calm, that is called the neutrality space. When you can sit in neutrality, you can speak in neutrality, and your words, your thoughts, your energy actually have more power than if you're way up here and going like this. Because what happens is we bleed it all out and it goes out, gone, 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 and it doesn't sit. But where our power sits is when we go down to neutrality and speak calmly. Then our words have power, our words have strength, our words have substance, even in the animal world. So that's what I'm learning really, really strong. And this little puppy is being my guide. He shows me as soon as my power is out of place. Now, I'll tell you a little story from a few years back. I ended up getting turkeys. And the one thing that everybody would say, and is a common thing with people that have turkeys, they'll say, a turkey is so stupid, they'll look up in a rainstorm and drown because they're too stupid to get out of the rain. And actually, that's not true. They are energy readers as well. My turkey is called a Ribley Bronze. His name is Earl, and he's great big, and he's probably about 60 pounds. He's big. And when he is reading energy, his head is a bright blue, and his wattles are bright red, almost the same color as my shirt, like bright red. And that is when he's sitting in calm. That's when you're in calm and he's reading your energy and everything is in sync. Everything's working together. Now, when I allow myself to get excited, anxious, anything like that, my energy goes up. As my energy goes up, the color in his neck actually starts to change. Instead of that beautiful blue, he's now turning a little bit paler. He can go white even. And his wattles go from red to white as well when the energy gets higher. So if someone's teasing them, going over to the pen and calling him names or just blah 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 at him, then what happens is he goes white. Absolutely, and he's not receiving the beautiful energy. When I drum, his energy comes down. It's an immediate barometer. So he's almost like a mood ring. When you're looking at the color of his neck and of his wattles, you can see the energy that's all around him because he picks up energy. And I tried this to see how it would work. I would send my energy one way and he would move that way. I'd send my energy the other way and he would move the other way. I would bring it into me and he would come into me. I'd push it away and he would go away. Then I would play with getting myself heightened, get my energy all up, and then watch what happens. Bring my energy back down and watch what happens. So he too was like a beautiful mood ring. So energy is all around us. We are energy. Some people like me, I can spread my energy out so far that I can turn off computers. I can make lights flicker. I can crack jewelry. I've got 108 Herkimers inside there. I melt them, literally melt them. I've cracked the glass around it. I have broken the glass on a cell phone. I've got like weird stuff. And when my energy isn't centered in neutrality, I can really create havoc in the electronic world as well. So how about you? How do you feel? And have you noticed how it works with you? So with the average animal owner or dog owner, let's assume, I don't know, let's say I got a lab. A lab is super hyper, super running around, and they need somebody that's working with them and constantly the higher energy. That's what they feed on. But what I'm telling you, with these Great Pyrenees, they're slow. They're known as the gentle giants, and they literally walk to their own drummer. So, how about you? Do you walk to your own drummer? How do you feel energy? So imagine now you're going to go, I don't know, so let's say you're going into work and you walk into the office and the first thing that's happening, you're getting stacks of paper on your desk and you're getting this person doing this and this person doing that. Someone comes over and complains about someone else. What's happened? Our energy is getting up, right? So then we start feeding off that higher energy. We start feeding off sometimes the negative energy, or are we all gearing up for a big party? What's going on? So our energy we feed off each other's energy, and we usually match the highest energy in the room. It's really easy to slip into that energy. What would happen if you took a deep breath and brought your energy down to neutrality and then watched those around you in that higher energy? You won't get sucked dry. Your energy will keep you so you now have more power. And you won't walk out of that space losing your own energy. Gee, I feel really drained and I don't know why. You're really drained because you allowed that power to go off and your energy to go off with it. So if we can slow everything down, and then I was telling a friend the other day, I said, whoa, if we could be like those beautiful Great Pyrenees dogs. Can you imagine someone come up to you and they're wanting to get an argument going or they're screaming in your face? What would happen if you just kind of looked at them and went, I'm sorry, but you can speak to me when your energy comes down, and then I will respond accordingly. what would happen? Would they get all mad and walk away? Or if they really wanted to talk to you, maybe they would drop their energy and talk to you that way. I think it would be a real cool experiment to give it a go. I get heightened sometimes too. I'm just like everybody else. And I find myself getting locked into the emotional spin of what's going on. So I allow myself to get into the whirlwind, into the spin, and then away goes my energy up high. So now I have been working really, really hard at bringing that energy down low, making myself sit within my own boundaries of my energy and then acting in that beautiful sweet spot of power. And it's just so good. And it actually feels really good. I've got way more energy. I've got way more, my mental capacity is better. My thought patterns are better. I get more accomplished and I don't feel drained at the end of the day. So that's what I would suggest. Everybody give it a go and see how you would feel when you are sitting in the neutrality space of energy. So, where do you lose energy? Well, like I just said, I can lose it and it shows right away on technology. It shows with animals. Cats are another energy. They really, really read energy well. I had a cat named Boo. She was like a shark and she was a tortie. So she would walk into the room and she didn't like most of my other cats. And she would just walk in and she would look like a shark that she was just waiting for the wrong energy to come to her and then she was going to attack them. And I had a little dog named Gizmo, and he would be sound asleep on the couch. Didn't even know that she was in the room, but he would pick up the energy shift. He would jump up from a dead sleep, and 99.9% of the time, there was Boo ready to attack another cat. He would walk in and he would stand between them. Cat here, and he would stand right in the middle of them. Just stand there and then both cats would get dispersed and then he would turn around and go back. How did that work? It worked because the energy lines that were here that were so tight, he gave it like, whoop, I'm going to put this here and now it can't fit. The energy can't keep flowing. I've made a boundary for that energy. I've diverted it. When you can divert the energy, you bring the energy down, therefore you're sitting in neutrality, then there's no fight. So that I found that animals, if we could learn from animals, I think they're the higher species, not us humans. I think we're here to learn from them. And if you are into the earth count at all, that would be the collective consciousness of all animals. So that sits at the number 14 spot of the earth count, and it's at the north of the medicine wheel, which is also our mind. If we could keep our mind in that beautiful state of neutrality, then we don't have to go through the spins, the self-doubt, and all that stuff, because now we're sitting in the bliss of owning our own power. So that's my take on animals and energy and how we can learn from them. And boy, we got a lot to learn as humans. So get out today, experiment, play with the energy around you, drop your energy down and watch how other people respond. Watch how the other animals respond. Aho, this is Karen, Grandmother Dances in the Night Skies, and I hope you enjoyed my spin on energy. Aho.